This pocket change is taking on you and change leadership. I'm going to be easing you in slowly. So we're going to start with your experiences, the challenges of being a change leader, and the emotional load that this can create. It's not as heavy as it sounds. I want to dispel a few myths around failure and fear, get you grounded in the change that you're thinking about. Ready? Lovely. So why are you actually here? No, it's not an existential question. A big part of what comes next will be linked to your experiences of change, what you think it is, what you expect it to be, and what you need it to be. How you enter the change you're working on or facing into will be based on the stories you tell yourself and the stories that reside in your organisation and the experiences of each other. Change is so often complicated. I don't think that's ever really intentional, but the complexity exists in our four walls already. It's left behind by people that went before you, the stories that are told, and the consultants that seduce you with their PowerPoint slides. And it's really important that you know where you stand when it comes to your own lived experiences of change. So we know what we have to work with. We'll take it easy. Take a minute to reflect on a change that you've recently worked on or completed, or maybe a change where you know that you carry a bit of baggage. It doesn't matter what you pick, only you will ever know. I want you to focus on the good stuff. This is the bit that's often the easiest to forget. Our brains aren't kind to us in that way. I want you to find one thing about the moment of that change when it felt good. Think about it. Write it down. Text it to your nan. Just don't let go of it yet. And now what I want you to do is to have an opportunity to maybe be slightly more cathartic. Get down the times when it wasn't great. It's a healthy thing to do, to move stuff around, to pass stuff over, to give yourself a chance to let go, to put the bag down, to stop carrying it around with you. It will also be a bit of an accountability partner for you, calling you out when you do any of these things that you didn't like the last time, the instances where it creeps into your behaviours or your change. So find me a couple of things. When did it feel bad? What happened? Why did it happen? How did it make you feel? The answers to these questions will give you the foundations for how you create, curate, and lead changes. I want you to create space for them and to let them take root in your consciousness. We do this to bring you some self-awareness, to keep you alert to what you are doing when it starts to feel bad, or when you know it's feeling wobbly, to give you a chance to correct yourself or have a chat with a pal. I always encourage you to feel the feelings. Not so they can hold you down, but to put them to good use, because you're about to do great things. You can, and you should, revisit these experiences and feelings if you can. If you've written them down, you can pop them somewhere, park them, think about them later. If they feel heavy, if you've had bad change experiences, you probably will need time to explore them and to recover from them. Just because it was bad then doesn't mean it won't affect you now. So get some support, share it with somebody else, talk to your nan. But whatever you do, give yourself a chance to process the rough stuff so you can get head on in to the good stuff. Now we want to lead the change. We've all done it, sat around waiting listlessly for a leader to turn up, to be the solution, to riding on a horse and save us all. The same thing often happens with change leadership. But with change, it's different. You don't need to be at the top. You don't need to be a boss, accountable for a business area. Anyone can lead change, but not everybody should. Change leadership isn't about your day-to-day role. It's your ability to bring authority, direction, and clarity to create the momentum needed to enable your change to shine. If you can't lead on behalf of the change, if you're protective of something beyond that change, then change leadership probably isn't for you right now. As a leader, as a change leader, there is a need for you to be open to what lies ahead, and that requires perseverance and patience. When I talk about being open to change, it's not some hidden consultant claptrap. It's a genuine request for you to be open to resistance, open to being wrong, to sharing the load, to creating a coalition so you can lead change for the better. Often you will hear that change resistance is something to be pushed away, to be managed, that it's a bad guy. but it's not. Change resistance will keep you honest. It will help you adapt to things that are affecting your people. It will keep you on the right side of your people by listening to them, hearing them, and taking action so they can see that you understand and feel what they feel. Don't block it. Make it safe to resist, question, and challenge. It will make your change better. One of my favourite things, but also I think the hardest lesson I've ever learned, is the need to be open to being wrong. I mentioned previously that our brains can be lazy, that we like to do what we've always done, and it's hard to disrupt our thoughts. We naturally look for data to reinforce our beliefs because that feels better. And surely we're right, right? But this stops us from seeing the world we are in, and we doggedly make decisions to deliver on our individual ambitions when we could just be wrong. So, this is an openness to different ideas, to different challenges, and to potentially doing something in a different way. One of my favourite leadership sentiments comes from Brené Brown, who talks about needing a strong back, soft front, and a wild heart. This for me is change leadership. A strong back to change gives you clarity and stability. A soft front keeps you human, open to accessible, and wrapped in a wild heart keeps you courageous, curious, and creative. But if you take one thing away, it's that change leadership isn't for everybody, and that's fine. Knowing when it's not for you could be one of the best decisions you make for yourself and those people around you.